So nice that it's just like ice, and we're feeling real nice.
Have you been vaping?
Always, bro. You know I never stop.
Yeah.
I've got a permanent place in the Vape Nation Council nowadays.
A permanent, but
Position.
Russia had, like Russia did,
Yeah.
until their war crimes.
The Vape Nation Council is very much like the UN Security Council, if that's what you're
Do you have a
implying.
veto on decisions?
Yeah, certain
Everyone.
there's certain flavors we got a veto on. Certain certain styles of vape. What do you think of this? Because I've had mixed reactions on it.
Oh, you mean the pattern?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not good at all.
Yeah,
Very bad.
I knew
Very
you'd say
bad.
that. I like it. It's kind of like a marble. It's like maybe something you'd find in an ancient Greek house.
Do you know what I like about marble? I love it when it's not marble, but it just is made
Sure.
to look like marble.
Me too.
That's
Well, then you
probably
should
the
love
best.
that then.
It's one of those patterns. It's one of those patterns where it's like, yeah, I guess trying to recreate marble tiles, whatever that they're trying to recreate, would work on a floor. But when you have it on a thin sliver on a handle of a vape, it's more like, is the black paint peeling off?
Yeah,
You know?
no, I understand that. It could look
Yeah.
as...
It's
well,
like our kitchen floor that looks like someone stamped bolognese into it.
It does. Well, that's because we do stamp bolognese into it.
Yeah, but that's not by the by, because it looked like that.
It's exact. We might as well stamp bolognese into it because it already looks like that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
these are the
probably
kind
best
of...
use of by the by I think I've ever used.
Do you think? By the by.
Who was the teacher used to say by the by?
No.
I can't say her name, but
Yeah.
and
And it
should
was...
get with a student.
No. It was funny. It was juvenilely funny because she was deaf.
Oh,
So we should,
something that we shouldn't have said.
Shouldn't. Well, yeah, I didn't say. I tried to.
Yeah,
But that's... Yeah.
that was private.
Well,
jokes.
she had
that wasn't public
yeah.
jokes.
Oops, we were in public. But she had a which I know they're legit and they clearly work because it happens. But like, she had a hearing dog in class. Did you ever have her?
I never had her.
Nah, she had a hearing dog, and I don't really know what he did.
He listened.
He listened because she could.
Rub, 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 rub.
But could you think of what a hearing dog? This is an ignorant conversation,
It
everyone.
listened.
Before, yeah, but for what? Danger?
No,
What's the
it
right.
listened.
This is an ignorant conversation, everyone at home. So don't get on us. We know we don't know what we're talking about. But let's, regardless of that, let's theorize. What could the hearing dog do in a classroom situation that makes him or her needed?
Makes people feel listened to.
Okay. If you don't want to engage in this, just tell me.
It is a very good question.
Because
What
someone's...
type of dog was it?
Is it like if
Did it
someone's...
have big ears?
No, it was a small dog. Maybe like no, not a terrier. Like a floppy ear guy.
Yeah.
But maybe someone's lighting matches. No, then maybe someone's throwing bangers in the corner of the classroom, and then the dog will go, alert the teacher to say...
There's bangers over there, love.
Then there'll be a signal for bangers. And
Yeah.
then...
So do you think it's mainly the main reason why a maths teacher has a hearing dog is English teacher has a hearing dog is to just to keep aware for bangers.
Yeah, it's to root out and identify the source of bangers in classrooms. Because they're prevalent.
But there's also what I like about that is the distrust of the student's body to alert the teacher to bangers.
Well, look, we've tried trusting kids not to throw bangers before. And look
Yeah.
how that's gone. Frankly, terrible. What does a hearing dog do? Because now we can look stuff up. A hearing dog alerts the deaf recipient to sounds they would otherwise miss.
Bangers.
Bangers. These range from important sounds like doorbell, text messages, and alarm clock to crucial danger signals such as the fire alarm and bangers.
No way.
No, of course it's not. Being aware of these, thanks to a hearing dog, makes a real difference in deaf people's lives. Okay, so it's more for the teacher's own protection rather than to enhance their teaching, which is fair enough.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like it's not like a really, really shit translator.
Right, yeah.
Where someone asks a question.
The dog.
She'll go.
Oh, yeah. Right, well, and then woof back to the dog, who will then shout back at the...
No, because she can still speak.
Yeah, but she just can't... Right, but she's human deaf rather than dog deaf. She can hear dogs.
Yeah. It's a hearing dog.
Well, all I wanted was for someone to clear this up.
What's not getting to your thick skull?
Look, all I wanted was for someone to clear this up for me.
Yeah.
And she could have just said, I need the dog to translate your nonsense. She disliked me. I don't remember why.
Maybe it's because you were insubordinate and churlish.
All the bangers I was throwing, more likely. Just constantly chucking bangers in class.
She didn't have a hearing dog when she started teaching you, but she had to get one in after.
Anyway.
Do you know what I miss from... There's a lot of... When you look at the sort of Victorian English school system,
as we often do.
It seems very bleak. But I think the one thing that's really missing from modern schools is the dunce cap. I mean, that is... We don't talk about that enough. That is
I was about to say this is not the first time you've brought up the dunce cap on this podcast.
Is it not?
Is it not? I'm certain of it. We've definitely started a campaign at one point to bring back the
dunce cap.
We can, I think, a while ago, so we're good to go again.
We have a huge turnover of listeners. No one stays.
No one stays. The most we get
10
is
10 minutes, mate. Everyone's here by accident.
Do you remember Simon?
We're like a tube ad. You know, it's more like people are sat on the tube and they look up and they see. So people haven't chosen to be here; they're just passing through.
There's oddly they do have a choice to switch off, but they kind of stay in there for a bit. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it's so rapid fire. We get views, but it's people accidentally ending up here and leaving immediately.
And we often get one person who defines an epoch of listener. So we'll have like Simon
era.
Simon KG. And I think we're kind of in... We're in the Uncle Monty era.
I think Uncle Monty's... Because maybe Ellis was early days. But
Ellis is the only one who's actually stayed through. Well, maybe not the only one, but...
do you know Father Doz?
No.
I met Father Doz last night.
No way. What, Father Doz?
Father Doz.
I'm gonna look him up because we can
and his profile picture is of that like Turkish YouTuber guy Gethin or whatever his name is.
How am I spelling Doz?
D-O-Z.
It's not coming up with anything.
Oh well. I last night. Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah. I do think. I just imagine one of your friends getting in trouble and his punishment is wearing the dunce hat. Does the dunce hat happen in any other country but...
It really doesn't seem like it would happen anywhere else. It sounds like a very British thing. Do you think if it happened to... Let's say we're in a school lesson together back in the day and one of us acts out and they have to sit in the corner with the dunce hat on. Do you think it's that much of a punishment anymore? Because it's kind of just funny. It's almost too hilarious.
Yeah.
I think in a way I'd quite enjoy...
so boomery about finding that a punishment.
Yeah. I think I'd quite like to be in the dunce hat. It would be quite a good photo op.
Maybe it's great because it's such a funny hat. But I guess it shows how far...
We could get one for the podcast.
Kind of irony has gone. Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like pod merch.
Yeah. Well,
selling dunce hats.
I'm not entirely sure how many people will actually buy a dunce hat. Boys Gone Wild dunce hat.
Yeah, if we had a live pod and everyone was wearing the dunce hats, it would look like a KKK meeting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that wouldn't be ideal.
It doesn't help that we're wearing white gowns either.
The KKK dress up very gay, I think. Have you seen the Grand Wizards of the KKK. They're like not like the old school ones all in white, but there's ones that have like a multicolored robe, and they dress like Raph.
Jesus wept.
KKK Grand Wizard. They sort of dress like they're dressed like gay Gandalf, and Gandalf's already like not the straightest fella in the world.
Is he not?
I don't think Gandalf's that straight. If you're a wizard, you're gay, or you're definitely bi, or asexual. You're not you're not a shagger if you're.
Yeah, it's true. It suggests a bit of a blocked mind if you just had sex with one gender for a wizard.
Yes.
I feel like they're too enlightened to be straight.
Well, they're also like 1,000 years old.
What? So naturally you're going to suck some dick.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the cogs of time turn, and it feels like straight people are here for a good time, not a long time.
Right, but gay people are here for a long time, not a good time.
For a terrible long time.
I think that's quite against the general stereotypes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I don't view sexualities and their stereotypes like you.
No, and I am firmly within the belief that everyone is exactly like their stereotype. And that goes for race and gender.
What do you think women are like?
I think they're moany.
Moany.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say without going too far.
I had a bad night's sleep, hence why we're doing this podcast slightly later than we planned, because I had another cursed night with the Colonel. The Colonel's 5-spice mix sent me into fever dreams again.
It's not 5 spices. It's way more, isn't it?
How many? Oh yeah, 5 spices Chinese spices. It's like 13 spices.
Yeah, that's that.
The unlucky number.
11.
11 spices, but then
therein lies the rub.
Yes, the seasoning rub. That's good, actually.
Yeah, that was good. Accidentally.
Could you on KFC have advertising of Hamlet with a fried skull going therein lies the rub?
Or KFC or not to KFC? What's like one that ends with C? To B, C. I'll get back to you.
KFC. Yeah, KFC or not KFC?
To KFC or not to KFC?
To KFC. That's all right.
Yeah. I just feel like it should be a product rather than the whole brand.
Yeah.
To bean or not to bean? That's actually
bean.
good. Yeah, the beans are famous at KFC.
To bean or not to bean? Sounds sexual.
I think that's more in your own head.
So, Edinburgh is a weird assault on your body because you're doing about 30,000 steps a day, good, and constantly worrying and thinking, good.
You can't flush a shit down the toilet, bad.
But you eat like such shit, and it's very hard not to.
Do you have a kitchen there? Have you cooked anything?
I do have a kitchen. I prepare stuff. Cooking, it's like I'm in a house with 9 people, and it's too bleak.
To cook?
It's too bleak to cook. I might cook something, but you definitely can't. It's just too many people, and
does anyone cook?
Very simple meals people cook.
Yeah.
I think someone once made a mac and cheese.
Crazy.
Insane. But it just means because of the way, and I don't really like eating dinner before my show.
Yeah.
So I'll eat afterwards, and it's always going to end up being fast food
because you get
there's
all
there's no
bloated.
late night salad bars.
Why would there be? Oh, there's just late night takeaways. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I do think having a late night healthy option would be lit.
Well, maybe there's a gap in the market for you. You could be
I went to
Gould's
McDonald's
salad bar.
3 days in a row at 5:30 in the morning for breakfast rolls on the way home.
That's the bleakest thing I've ever heard. Genuinely, I'm upset about that.
Yeah, and then I had a day
because you don't even get the satisfaction of like a hamburger or a cheeseburger. You've got to have an egg McMuffin.
But you don't like egg as much as I like egg, so
but,
obviously it's bleak for you.
But if you're at the end of the night, you want a dinner food. You don't want breakfast food.
At that stage, I just want something, Andrew.
My God, you are really going down a fucking hole in Edinburgh.
And they have hashishi browns, which, you know, it spices it up a little bit.
Right.
But then on the way home, and the problem with this is that I wasn't actually that hungry.
Yeah.
It was just a poor decision all round. I'd been drinking a little bit, but not even that much. And it was just there. It's on my route home. So
Had you eaten dinner?
I had a samosa,
Crikey.
but that could have seen me through. I know it could have. And then I got to KFC. This is about 2 in the morning, maybe 3 in the morning. And I saw that the 2 hot wings were £1 again.
Right.
They're £1.29 at home.
Yeah, and it's all about
£1.50.
It's all about those savings, isn't it?
So I got 4,
You've only had 4 hot wings for this.
8,
Oh.
4 loads of them.
Right, 8. Yeah. The hot wings will actually do you more in terms of spice K-holders than anything else.
Because there's more spice in them.
That's exactly right, Horatio.
Yeah. So I ate 4 of them and I felt like that was enough.
But then what happened? This is
4 more.
Oh my
So
God.
I had to eat the other 4.
Why? You could have just
one of
heated them up the next day. Although that's not the
could've.
best.
I could have,
But you
but
didn't.
I didn't.
This is depressing, man.
And also one of the downsides, I regretted it immediately because they were too hot. So I was in pain the whole time. I don't know how I normally get hot wings, but maybe it's because I walk them home normally. But I feel when I normally eat hot wings, that you can kind of get them off the bone and they're all right. You know
So you can separate meat from bone, yeah, usually.
Yeah, but they were so hot that
What, spicy or actually
no.
temperature?
you know, I wouldn't even be able to tell
I don't know. Actually, you're just mumbling.
I don't know where I was trying to go with that.
I feel
was
like
trying
I'm
to say
FaceTiming you from a mental institute at the moment. Like you're in a rehab and it's all just everything's calm and you need to go.
No, I think the way I have to play these podcasts is it's sort of like an athlete doing a training session where you can't risk injuring yourself for the big game. So I can only fire on a very small level, and my brain can only, so I can't go above it, or else I have to just keep everything I can make attempts at trying to be on it,
right,
but not that much. Do you know what I mean? It has to be at a 3 constantly.
Okay, and you're saying that's out of choice rather than
this is out of choice. This is just self-preservation.
Sure.
But
so what happened?
Hot. So I ate 8 hot wings. That was so hot. It wasn't a nice sight to see because it was.
Wait, were you walking and eating?
No, I was standing at the bar.
Oh, you ate them in KFC.
Yeah, there's few things. The KFC bar is a very low point.
Yeah, it really is.
And then a 45-year-old woman. You don't want to see a 45-year-old woman in there at this KFC bar. It's just. She came over and said, "Can I stand here as well?" And I said, "Yeah,
God.
of course." And then we both ate our chicken. Because it was so hot, every single one of them was pain.
Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. What was she? Did she also have 2 hot wings?
The 2 of us. There is something really funny about eating hot food because we should just wait for it to cool down because it isn't. But no, you just never can.
It's impossible.
And it's impossible. But it's just Yeah. And you also, because you've done it, you know exactly how hot the next mouthful is going to be.
Yeah.
It's this weird thing of.
But there's an optimism in your mind that's been sitting long enough to cool down, so you just go for it.
Yeah, it's like a dog walking into a wall constantly.
What does that always?
That doesn't really happen.
That almost never happens. Yeah.
That never happens. But you know what I mean. Just an animal having no conception of. So then the colonel called me in.
Right. And you graciously accepted his offer.
He poisoned me.
Right.
And he punished me later on.
I think if we have for our future sponsors and stuff, we should have sponsors, but we should have anti-sponsors, as in companies that we actively try and defame and take down.
So would McDonald's fund us to anti-sponsor KFC?
No, Gaviscon would be our sponsors and KFC would be our anti-sponsors, because although we love it, we never enjoy it.
Who's paying for the anti-sponsor?
I guess McDonald's, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the idea of being funded to trash rival companies.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot more fun. You can do a lot more with that.
That'd be amazing.
Probably illegal.
Yeah, probably.
But who gives
it's
an F?
illegal. I want to dispatch this documentary into what's in that 11 spice mix that keeps ruining my evening, but keeps calling me back every night. So then I try and go to sleep, and I'm like, God, I fucked it. And normally I just sleep for like 10 hours, and I woke up after 3. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning and get back to sleep till 11 because of the spice mix.
So you went back to sleep at 11?
It feels like a jungle fever dream when I have the spice mix.
Yeah.
There's something I hear. I don't know. I hear tribal music. I know that seems vague, but you can imagine it. Bamboo flutes.
I feel like I see ancestral relatives or descendants.
Oh yeah, I got visited
spinning around my head.
It was like that scene in Mulan.
But it's like they all spin around my head and tell me what a bad job I'm doing. That's how it feels. Because it's not nice. It's almost like generational guilt. Yeah, we were so much better than you.
What nasty ancestors!
Wrong life choices. Well, because I had a KFC recently, and I fell for the oldest trick in the book with it, because I saw advertised, and every time the fucking gravy comes on TV, it makes my mouth water. Yeah. But I saw advertised that there was like a bucket of so many pieces of chicken for however much. So I had like the original recipe chicken, which
can you set this up for me? Give me your KFC. What time is it? Are you on the way back for something?
It's after the podcast this was a while. It was when you were still here, and it was a podcast where we got pretty drunk, and then I had a couple of beers in the fridge. So I then went downstairs and continued my NFL career on PlayStation
and
drinking because I thought I'm actually going to have a night to myself.
Oh yeah. Andrew's nights to himself.
And then which happens rarely, but I thought, no, I'm going to really lean into this, and I'm going to make all the unhealthy decisions and just enjoy that night.
I'm going to really enjoy the hell out of this, so much so that it's going to ruin it, and I'm not going to enjoy it at all. Yeah.
So I got the bucket of chicken after
ordered it.
I'm not mental. Yeah. No, I didn't make it at home. Yeah, I didn't make my own KFC bucket of chicken.
No. I mean, go to pick it up.
No. It's 2022. But I got it, and I took one bite out of it, and it was just a mistake. The original chicken, there's too much chicken. I can't be handling the gristle anymore. It grosses me out. Chicken drumsticks kind of gross me out nowadays.
Yeah, people have problems with this. BB can't really handle gristle. She always brings up gristle. My dad cannot, even the concept of a bone. He just freaks. He literally cannot.
Yeah.
He just goes he can't. And I get it because it looks like an animal. When I tell you, it doesn't even challenge my psychology in the slightest way.
Yeah.
That's what, I don't know why I said when I tell you. That's what I'm saying.
Sure. So when you tell me that's what you're saying. Got it. Well, I think, although you say that with pride, I feel like that kind of psychology isn't necessarily a good thing for the future.
What did I say?
That, you could basically just swallow a bone whole.
Yes. No, yeah. I guess it's just something I've realised I didn't have that when something looks like an animal, doesn't even. This is the thing when I say I support veganism, I do ethically
mentally
and logically.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even affect me. I like a carcass. I like gnawing at it.
So how far would you go? Because I've seen these things of, there's a chicken head in my chicken. Would you eat the chicken head? You freak.
No, I wouldn't eat chicken head. Actually, that's too far.
Right. So,
So
carcass
no.
within reason.
Yes. How have you been?
I've been good. I've although I have I've realised that I've got my I've been drinking less in the week, which is a good thing, but I feel like that's been replaced by a slight addiction to Barakah and Tetris. So Tetris is back. Tetris is back in a big way and in a bad way, to the point where it's a proper addiction because I'm just clicking on it at work and playing for a long time.
What's a long time? Is it Terry Crews lengths?
It's not far off. But I click on
You're
it.
going to be in one of those fucking podcast interviews.
Yeah.
At its worst, how bad was it?
I know. Listen, I click on it. The first game of the day is always great. But then and then for the rest of the day, you're like, you click on it, you start playing it, and then you start hating yourself.
Why?
Because it's just this. It's a force of habit. I'm not even really thinking about playing it. I just am. I'm embarrassingly amazing at it. Embarrassingly fantastic at Tetris. It's honestly, it's pathetic how good I am. I could just smash out these ridiculous scores. Like, you would be shocked if you saw how quick it all is. And it's because it's just second nature. And the longer
you should find a way to do one of those TikTok lives
and just play Tetris.
Have you seen those TikTok lives where it's people playing the game?
What, playing Tetris?
No, they play like phone games and just are really good at it, and everyone's just commenting and gifting. You should use our TikTok account to just show, because if you're doing it anyway, it would be fucking hilarious.
It's true. I might as well. Yeah, I might as well. No, I think it would make me too sad. I honestly don't have a good relationship with Tetris at all. It's
a toxic one.
It really is, and it's starting to detract from my mental health.
Okay. Do you think it's the... I find this a lot as well, which is... Obviously, I smoke a bit too much weed. You drink a bit too much. I drink too much as well. But when you take away those things, what were they pinning down?
They were pinning down a very odd, some very strange urges in me, which is to fit blocks together in quick succession. Didn't know it was there, but it's fucking there.
Do you think there's a Hollywood ending to this?
No, no. This is like a dark, depressive in a fucking crack den somewhere.
Do you not think there's
under a bridge?
Like in the film, it'd be like Tetris ruins your relationships. You get fired from your job.
Right.
Your relationship breaks down. You can't stop playing Tetris.
Sure.
And then aliens attack.
Right.
And the only way to defeat the aliens...
They've got these new remote-controlled spaceships that are controlled by the 4 arrows on a laptop. And then the only way that they can be piloted effectively is someone who has the finger dexterity and the obsession and skill, who's played several thousand hours of Tetris. Oh my god!
And you got a huge beard. You're in like a dive bar.
Yeah, and they're like
sinking your sorrows, and then
I take a bit of convincing.
Yeah, the CIA come in, and then you're such a like, no, I can't. I'm worthless. Just leave me here to die.
Yeah,
and then you say no. And then they're like they're preparing to get the second best Tetris player in the world on to get him on. He's really nervous. Then just as it comes along, what did you say?
I was gonna say the name of the second best Tetris player in the world.
Hansen.
I was gonna say Hans Gruber, but then I thought, isn't that a Die Hard villain?
He did a lot. He did a lot in his short life.
Isn't he? Isn't that is a Die Hard?
I think it's Alan Rickman plays him.
Yeah, hence my attempt at making a joke that I know who the second best Tetris player in the world is would have backfired, because she would have gone, isn't that the Die Hard?
You've only ever got 3 names in your head at any one time.
It's bullshit.
So whenever you go for an auto-generated name, it's only going to be you don't have huge amounts of options.
What are the 3 names?
Well, no, not constantly.
Right.
But I mean,
yeah, okay.
It's a carousel of different ones.
But I find it really hard to...
You don't have a huge selection to pick from. Bam, bam, bam. It's like, I got these 3 random names: Hans Gruber, Michael Jackson, and fucking Pete Sampras.
Well, no, but the problem with that joke is it needed to be a non-famous person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wanted it to be hands, but I didn't. And then Gruber just came in, and you kind of stutter over trying to get Gruber out of there, but Gruber.
Yeah, but you say something like
in.
Pete Peterson is when that's with your normal person.
Well, at the moment, it's a lot of whenever asked to generate a name. I think it's because we were trying to think of them for the TV sketch. Was not the chef sketch. It's just like Johnny and then a kitchen appliance. Like Johnny Microwave.
Microwave. You can't imagine the microwaves being around for a long time. The kettles you can imagine being around.
Yeah.
The bread bins.
Why? Because they're more traditional appliance. Are you talking about the people or the appliances?
Yeah, Brian Stove. You know.
Yep, he seems like a stand-up guy.
Henry Hobb. But then if you've got like Derek washing machine. The washing machines can't have been around.
Derek washing
in medieval.
Yeah, no, I don't think he has longevity.
Lord Washing Machine, the Baron of Saxon England.
But yeah, so it's been a problem. I think it's also goes hand in hand with a boredness at work. And I kind of want to maybe find a different game to play. But
as opposed to a different job?
Yeah. I'm because I'm technically working now. This is me. This is me clicking. What other job can you do this in? Sorry if my employees are listening. Well, if they were, I would have been fired already. So
yeah, it's true.
It's coming up to the end of the disciplinary as well.
Oh yeah.
So
when is that again?
I don't know. In all honesty, it's some point at the end of this month or the start of next month.
The end of the disciplinary means that you're now eligible for a pay rise.
Yeah, probably won't happen. Well, it happens.
So not that you got one.
No,
you're allowed one.
I will get one when it comes to the next refresher thing, which is in a while.
So, not to dwell too much, in your like negative mental health, as I often do whenever I hear about it. How does it feel? Is there anything happening now that Adam's making twice as much money as you? Is there anything sort of surface level that's sticking out? I don't know.
What were we just talking about?
We're talking about Tetris.
That's it. That's what it's materialized in. I'm playing a lot more Tetris and not very happy about it.
Has he played Tetris?
Pardon?
Has he played Tetris?
I don't think he is. Annoyingly. You know what? Adam's reading more books. And that's no word of a lie. It's no word of a lie. He's reading more books. I'm playing more Tetris.
Because he's now in a different social strata and he needs to...
Yeah, he needs to read up. Panic. He's just reading encyclopedias looking for different facts. Capitals of different cities and what's the largest river. But
instruction manuals of all the appliances in our house.
Yeah.
I need to know this stuff.
Because that's what they talk about at the office.
Cocktail parties.
No, it's just the length of time I've been at it is like that's why more Tetris is being played probably.
When did you first play this Tetris game?
I actually did some Tetris at uni. I think that's when my career started.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember you saying you were embarrassingly good at Tetris at uni.
So imagine now.
If you faced you at uni, would you annihilate him?
Obliterate him. He wouldn't have a fucking chance.
I wonder what because I guess Tetris. I wonder what's the prime age to be the best at Tetris.
Is there a Tetris League?
There must be. Yeah, of course there is.
Because I should actually enter that. Tetris League.
There's a bloody shagging league.
Classic Tetris League. How much do Tetris players make?
Oh my God. Can you?
Not a lot. Not a lot. The top player in the world for 2019. Oh my God. It was JDMFX _ and he won, and he's the top in the world. His earnings per that year was $3,000.
That year.
Yeah. So
that
it's not excellent.
That feels like a mum's house kind of guy.
Yeah, I wonder how the leagues work. I'm going to research.
How do they have that information as well? That's a weird thing to have.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
prize win. But maybe there's exhibition tournaments. You know how like snooker players, to make money on the side, then out of the tournaments they do like exhibition matches and stuff.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's something I'm going to look into just for the
just
joy
for the
of
content.
it.
Just for the content.
I mean, they're getting better views than us, so
yeah, you can be a Tetris influencer. That could be a great little side hustle.
At this point,
it would add to making you still the most mysterious man in show business.
It's true. Yeah, he also is a Tetris player.
He also plays Tetris.
I like that a lot, actually. But taking it so sincerely. I'm not cracking any jokes.
But also
I'm purely
the fucking losers you'd be up against.
Whoa, don't talk about JDXTR_ like that.
Well, they're not shaggers, are they?
He's made $3,000 in the last year. Well, no, I'm seeing a lot of 20-year-old nerds is what I can see from these thumbnails.
I guess my question is, I wonder what your peak is, because it's obviously not a physical sport. I'm sure past a certain level it becomes physical. But when do your mental when does your mental dexterity start to devolve that you would come out of your prime, I wonder?
I think
Are you heading into your prime?
I think Look, I've got very good finger dexterity anyway. And that's partly because of drumming.
And partly because of
preparing bread.
Kneading dough.
And then all of the other stuff. I mean, technically, there's only a bit of. I do have quite dexterous fingers.
Sure.
But I played piano briefly, which didn't help. But I think that
Have you given up on piano now?
Well, I just can't fit it in my fucking room. Sorry, that's something else.
The drum kit?
I'd like to be playing piano rather than fucking Tetris, but the drum kit's there, so I can't play piano, meaning that I have to play Tetris because it can be too much to drum sometimes. It's a nightmare here. It's a fucking nightmare. I'm in hell. But I reckon I think once you hit like 16, your peak in Tetris will be from 16 to about 50.
That's too big. You can't. That's not an answer.
If you keep trying, yeah, it is, because that's the peak.
Your
is
peak
just there.
Is 16 to 50.
Yeah, depending on your level of practicing, because it's not like a physical sport where your body naturally starts to give in. As long as you're free from arthritis, I think you could be as good a Tetris player as you were at 15 when you're 50.
But would you be better?
Yeah, because of the practice. It's all about practice.
So your peak would be 50.
Look, all you young budding Tetris players out there, you don't have to start off with with even talent. Tetris is skill, and anything more, it's, I guess, accidental dedication.
How many hours?
Let's not ask that question. Let's not do it.
How many hours?
Fuck's sake.
Like one game would you last at one game?
Well, so my ambition, and actually I think, can you just edit this in? Because if I have it, it's very funny. It's just a picture. It's I've been trying to get 1 million for a while on Tetris, this website I do it on, and I
assume that's very, very hard to get.
Yeah, because I sent you a picture of it as well, and you went,
it meant nothing to me.
And you went, "What's this?" And I went, "You've ruined that moment." But no, I hit a milli. I popped a milli. Popped a milli, now go. Yeah. I popped a milli, now go and pop a molly. But I got that, and then
baby's first milli.
Yeah, it was just on a random work morning that I got it, and that game took me about 35 minutes.
Oof. Okay, so that's sort of the levels we're working with time-wise.
That's a lot of minutes for one game of Tetris to keep it going. It's actually insane when you put it in.
Were you working up a sweat?
Mentally, I was, because I was getting closer, but because it's so ridiculous, but it's actually something I've wanted to do. Now, I think that's why I've fallen out of love of it a bit more, because once you've achieved all your objectives in the sport, where do you go to next? Yeah.
So,
now, yeah, I agree. I still have some other objectives in life. But I've achieved most of them in the sport of Tetris. But now that I think now that I've popped a milli,
a milli.
Like, what's there left to pop? I could try 5, but that's just fucking bleak. That's bleak. A billy. If I ever get a billy in Tetris,
do you know what the world record is?
Stab me. Well, no, because it's different for different websites. That's the only thing. So I play on a particular website, and I'm not sure what the record is.
Have you engaged with the community at all?
Not
forums?
Not for the want of trying.
No.
I don't know where they are. I've tried.
But if you hit a Billy, I promise to you I'll send a SWAT team sending through your window and kill you immediately.
No, no, you don't even need that, because I'll be so decrepit because of lack of sunlight that you could just come in and probably break my neck by pushing it a bit too hard. It's fucking bleak. I'm not enjoying it. I really want to try and stop. But
you're not drinking as much.
Yeah. Oh my god. What a horrible life. And also I've been slightly addicted to Barakah.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like women, whenever I'm with a girl, they just force feed me Barakah. It's almost like a hint.
Rude?
Yeah, it's like a hint of saying, I'm not sure you've got enough iron in your body. Yeah. So I think you need some vitamins. But no.
You need to shut that big mouth of yours, babe.
Yeah. Too bloody right. Oh, if only I had the courage. No.
Yeah.
So I feel like every girl I've been with.
I say it under my breath as I'm making the Barakah.
Yeah, as it's sizzling in the...
Yeah, well, maybe you
shut your mouth. Fucking...
What was that? Nothing, mate.
Nothing. Just drinking it now. Because it's also... Well, actually, girls have always fed me Barakah. They seem to be obsessed with it a bit. And then when you think of what the tagline is for Barakah, it's even more of an insult because it's you, but on a really good day. So they're just trying to make you better every fucking day. It's like, you're not good enough. You need to be better every day. What can we feed you? Barakah.
That's so funny.
Have you had do girls have an obsession of Barakah in your life? Because almost every girl I've ever been with has said, has a stock of Barakah.
You know the motivational speaker Garyvee?
I feel like you didn't hear my question.
No, I'm
joking.
I'm joking. He says, his response, someone asked him one of the questions at one of the seminars, do you meditate? And his response was, look, I understand the benefits of meditation. I'm not here to say meditation is a bad thing. It clearly works for a lot of people. But my life's so fucking good right now.
Right.
That I don't want to do anything that might fuck it up.
Yeah. Okay. Is that you and Barakah? After you've slept about 2 hours because you ate too many hot wings, you don't think of Barakah. You don't want to mess with this fine balance of your life by a fucking potassium tablet.
Hey, look, I'm sure it's good. But
have you seen what I've got going on? 11 spices, bitch.
As I'm having night terrors. It's so fucking... It's an incredible clip. One of the funniest responses I've ever seen to asking, do you meditate? Yeah, I think it's great. I can't do it because my life's so fucking good.
But so how did that link to the Barakah?
It's because I don't want to, any sort of enhancing substance. I'm like, it might put my finely balanced, perfect life out of kilter.
So,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe me on, how I'm already on my best day.
Yeah.
Maybe having more vitamin C, it might just bring something, and then it could set a butterfly effect.
Right. It is
hilarious. When you keep winning games in the Premier League, just keep starting that same 11 until you lose, really. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. It's very amusing.
I think that's the funniest sure I've heard in a long time. We both say sure a lot, but it's so apt. So I'd love a top 5. Could someone make a top 5 compilations of funniest sure?
Sure. It's amusing given the bleakness at the start of this podcast of how your life is in Edinburgh, and now you're saying you don't want to take a Barakah just in case you mess your perfect life up.
My life's so fucking good right now.
Because if your life's objective is to be standing up at a counter in KFC next to a 45-year-old woman eating 8 hot wings that are too hot for you.
Yeah,
yeah, sure. But I don't know. Is that? And then this actually leads me into a more philosophical discussion because
Please.
now anything that right. Part of the joy of a Barakah is how, like, when you have that yellow wee, you know, it's like fluorescent yellow wee, right? Mm-hmm. Now, every now and again to have it for like a hangover, or if you're tired, particularly tired or something. Look, you're hungover, you're particularly tired, you use the Barakah, and you're like, you get that fluorescent yellow wee, and you're like, okay, I feel like that's doing something good because you need it. But if you're doing Barakah every day, I'm not sure, is it necessarily healthy to have that fluorescent wee on a regular basis? That raises alarm bells for me. That's red flags. And
Because I wish I
could
do
be
Barakah
every day. It makes me feel much better and it helps me out with play.
So you're doing Tetris while drinking, bro.
To be honest,
Because
I don't
know.
I don't know who's living a bleaker life at the moment. You're having 5 a.m. KFCs with middle-aged women and then not being able to sleep. I'm doing Barakah and playing Tetris all day. God.
You're dreaming of middle-aged women, babes.
I'm dreaming of middle-aged women.
Yeah, that you know, it would be great to even have the company for you. Just
Yep.
someone to say, "Can I stand here and play Tetris?"
Yes, thank you. Finally.
No, Edinburgh is just like a festival.
Yeah,
And all
yeah,
festivals have their own bleakness, but are just accepted. Yeah,
I know.
Edinburgh
That's only
is
joking.
great, but under any normal circumstances, you're living a terrible life.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Edinburgh, it did.
yeah.
Thanks very much for listening, guys. I hope we put a pep in your step with Battle of the Bleakness. Appreciate your continued listens. Thanks for all the Patreon and podcast listeners who are coming to the gigs. You're my favourite of all of them. And we'll see you next week. Thanks very much for listening, guys.